So we're doing our test on rocks and minerals. So we'll start by talking about identifying minerals. So the way light reflects off the surface of a mineral is called?
It's called a luster.
Good. The color a mineral leaves behind on a white plate is called a?
It's called a streak.
Good. The way a mineral splits apart is called?
It's called cleavage.
Good. Okay, so now we're talking about the different types of rocks. So what are the three types of rocks?
They are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks.
Good. And what type of rocks do we find fossils in?
We find sedimentary rocks in fossils.
Okay, fossils in sedimentary rocks, but yeah. Okay, so how are igneous rocks formed?
Igneous rocks form when the magma cool and harden.
Good. And can you give me an example of an igneous rock?
It's oxygen.
Good. How are sedimentary rocks formed?
Wind and water carry tiny pieces of rock.
Good. Okay. And give me an example of sedimentary rock.
It's a limestone.
Good. And how are metamorphic rocks formed?
Metamorphic rocks form any kind of rocks, heat and pressure.
Okay, yes. And can you give me an example of a metamorphic rock? So, something that we make statues out of?
Marble.
Good. Okay, so now we'll talk about slow changes on Earth. So what are two types of weathering?
They are chemical weathering and physical weathering.
Okay. Can you give me an example of physical weathering?
Rain and storms.
Yes. Okay, and in talking about chemical weathering, one thing is rust. So what is required for rust to form?
It's iron, water, and oxygen.
Good. Okay, and talking about what are some examples of landforms?
Yeah, valley, mountain, beach, hills.
Good. So a large thick sheet of ice that slowly moves across land is called a?
It's called a glacier.
Good. A deep, narrow valley with steep sides is called a?
It's called a canyon.
Good. A hill formed by sand blown by the wind is called a?
It's called a sand dune.
Good. Okay, talking about earthquakes. So the Earth's crust is made up of large slabs of rock called?
It's called tectonic plates.
Good. And the place where the plates meet along the crack is called a? So the cracks.
Fault.
Good, fault. Okay, and what causes an earthquake?
The two tectonic plates are moving and they crash together.
Okay.
It causes an earthquake.
Yes, okay, good. And what can an earthquake cause?
An earthquake can cause volcanoes, tsunami, and landslide.
Good. Okay, so talking about volcanoes. Magma that reaches the Earth's surface is called?
It's called lava.
Good. The opening in a volcano is called a?
It's called a vein.
An opening in the Earth's surface where lava comes through is called a?
It's called a hotspot.
Good. Okay, and so what is a landslide?
A landslide is a huge rock fall down from the hills or mountains.
Okay. What can cause a landslide?
Big storm, heavy rain, and earthquake.
Good. What is the difference between a flood watch and a flood warning?
A flood watch always happens before the flood warning, and the flood warning is always happening after the